Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to RC Conspiracies number 4. This one's all about Axial and the new Capra. So we're going to have a special guest on. He's actually waiting. I'm going to see how good his cell phone battery is. But we've got Jeremy Griffith here from Big Squid RC. And he's with the Everybody's Scaling article, as well as many others. But seemed like a very fitting person to have come on and conspire with us. He loves RC, and, maybe he's got some stuff he can share with us. Who knows? You never know. We've got a bunch of people already joining into the chat. I have a few things, orders of business before we get going. We are going to be talking about the Capra. We are going to be talking about a little bit, maybe about the SMT10 at the end before we get going. So we'll look at a few things that Axial's come out with, kind of where they're heading. They're now under the Horizon Hobby brand, and so that's been cool and interesting to see. And that they've got a little bit more money, I think, behind them now, which is awesome to see. So people are going in here. Steve O'D saying, nice headphones, Tony. They're driving me crazy. They're my kids' headphones. I used to let them borrow my nice ones, and now I can't find where they are. So we got them these cheapos from like Walmart or Amazon or something. And my nice Bose ones are, who knows where they are right now. They are not anywhere I can find them, that's for sure. I did want to, let's talk about one quick thing before we get too far. I wanted to address something from the last live stream, just kind of clear something up that I made a little mistake on. And so we'll start there as soon as I can find where that is. Okay, going back to Traxxas, but just for a second, I just wanted to point out I'd given a whole lot of props and credit to the photographer for making these trucks look so scale here after they talked about how accurate the body is with brilliant LEDs and lights, making it, the most capable crawler to hit the trail. We looked at these pictures, which I thought were of the TRX4 at the time, now aptly named the TRX6, which is great to see. But these are not the TRX6. These are the actual Mercedes-Benz. If you go to the website for the Mercedes G63, AMG 6x6, you will see these pictures. And they've gone ahead and done this. I think that they should have put a disclaimer here. If you hover it on a computer, it will eventually say what it is right there, a little pop-up. Or if you click on it down here, it does say it. But if you don't ever click on it, if you're just scrolling their page, it doesn't say anything. And now their other trucks, I'd been looking at all their stuff before we went on to talk about their 6x6, and I didn't see anything else that had real pictures of real trucks done like this. And so I didn't even think that it would have been the real truck. I mean, just my bad. Other companies do it. I mean, even Axial with their bomber, Randy Slauson, and they show him. You can see him in the truck, so that's obvious. This one says Randy Slauson in action in his backyard playground. So that makes you know that it's the real deal, plus scale-wise with the trees. I just feel like this one, there's not really much in there to let you know what the scale is, and this kind of stuff can be faked a little bit, other than the one with the undercarriage, in which case, if you bought one and it doesn't look like this, you could go sue Happy like some companies we know and say, well, mine doesn't look like the ones in the picture. Anyway, I'm joking. All that aside, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that I did call that one wrong. So that was my bad, and I just wanted to clear that up. But it's a sweet looking truck regardless. Theirs looks awesome. The real one looks pretty awesome in those pictures, but there is a real one on their page, and there's the TRX6 version. That was all. Sorry, Tuga, I'm already off that page. What I want to do now, guys, is we're going to go ahead and introduce Jeremy. I'm going to make sure he's ready, and it looks like he is ready. So we'll go ahead and get him on here. I'm going to turn up his microphone and let him kind of tell you a little bit about himself. Big Squid RC, everybody's scaling, and then kind of his excitement, a little bit about the Capra, and then we'll go into looking at some images and some forums and stuff and kind of just talking through it. All right, here's Jeremy.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jeremy Griffith from Big Squid RC. I write the Everybody Scaling column and do all the other stuff with unboxing videos and, all that kind of jazz.
All right, and how long have you been in the hobby and doing crawlers and that kind of stuff?
I've been in the hobby itself probably about 10 years.
Okay.
And got into crawlers about 5.5, maybe. And then once I got into a crawler, it was game over. Because I always liked the scale aspect of anything, and then once crawling came involved, I got into crawling, then I got scale and RC, and I haven't looked back since.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right, they've Joe Harrison says Juice Box Park. He knows what it's
there
about,
you go.
right?
Yeah, the Juice Box Off-Road Park.
Bob Raven, there's a couple guys who I also just mentioned his last comment. He's saying he's not really feeling the 6x6 releases. I get that. We'll look at a little bit of your guys' chat here for a second, see what's happening. But we've got a few definitely in here. Steve O'D saying cheaters. That's a reference to the last one.
I read that before you came on, and I was laughing. that and the chicken fried steak comment.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. I haven't seen it yet. I was so focused on everything else going on. Net Cruiser said it looks so real, duh, because it was. Don't chicken fried steak.
don't beat yourself up too bad, Tony, because we all thought it was real. We were all duped. But hey, on a plus side, those were still nice pictures.
They were nice pictures, and I mean theirs is pretty nice looking too. I'm not gonna lie.
But they ran out the very next day and took those pictures.
Right.
They sent an intern, be like, "Go, you gotta go get these pictures."
All right, so we've been seeing stuff from Axial. They've been teasing us for 3 weeks about their newest vehicle, the Capra, and I'd love to hear what some other people are saying and think it is down in the comments. Somebody right away asked if it was a rock bouncer. That's what Jerry V thinks it is. Sean's RC Adventures as well said that he thought it was a rock bouncer. I kind of think it might not really be a bouncer at all. That's kind of my take on it. So we'll have to make a few speculations about what we think it is, because I think it could be different than that altogether, right? So we'll start some conspiracies here, get some music going, and take a look at a few things because I'm very curious about it. I just got to find out where I was. All right. So I'm going to switch over to my web screen here so we can see what they've got for us. And hopefully make it go full screen here. I'm failing you guys. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. So there's the Capra. This is the first thing that they showed us, and all it was a teaser. So we got basically 30 seconds, or not even, 30 seconds it says, and it's just the name. And if you look up the name, have you looked up the name? Jeremy, do you know what it means?
I heard speculation. I have not looked up the name.
It means goat. And
goat?
Goat.
Okay. I was like, I want to say goat.
Yeah, it's like Italian, I guess, for goat. And so wild goat specifically, it's, I guess, got the big horns and that on it. And I actually was reading something interesting about the name, which is kind of cool. It says it's a domesticated, or it's a wild goat, are animals of mountain habitats. They are very agile and hardy, able to climb on bare rock and survive on sparse vegetation. But the ability to climb on bare rock on a mountain is what is kind of intriguing me. So I think that in some ways it's a rock climber, maybe rock bouncer. But that was the first picture, but here's where it actually says that. Right in the middle here is very agile and hardy, able to climb on bare rock and survive on sparse vegetation. The next one we can pause on for a little bit more. And I don't know what this is going to do if I tell it to go full screen. That's what I wanted to do last time. Learning.
You got to think what Axial has come out with so far.
Right.
This season already.
Okay.
You know, we got the Wraith 1.9. We got the Builder's Kit, the
Unimog.
6x6, the Homage. What are we missing?
Yeah.
You know, other than the hard body Dodge Ram Charger with leaf springs.
Yeah.
So that honestly, I really think it's.
Well, they used to have an AX10, right? And so
yeah.
everybody's complaining they want to see something different. And so what does different look like? Axial's already kind of done the portal axles. That's what people have been wanting, and they wanted in the UMG or whatever, in the Unimog style truck. They wanted portals because those typically have portal axles, right? And so now they're coming out with them, but people are kind of like, meh, been done, right?
Right. Well, the whole portal axle craze right now it's hot. You know, everybody wants portal axles. They're great. So it'd be stupid of Axial not to offer or try to throw out some portals. And obviously from one of these little clips, we might see that.
Oh yeah, I think we definitely see that. First, let's look at the Gearbox, because they do show that, and we'll pause on it a couple times when we can try and get a little picture. Okay, so there was the above view. You gotta go back a little, and so we can see that there's a servo attached. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys have seen this. I've seen 4 videos, I think it is total. There was the introduction. There was this one. There's an axle one, and then there's one that's the axle and a little bit of like the links and the chassis plate or the transmission plate, I guess, would be showing. But this one, so you've got over top view. The first thing we see standing out stands out to me is that there's a servo. And so that could be for different things, right?
It could be 2 things, I think. It could either be, dual speed, 2-speed transmission, or it could be 4-wheel steer. And somehow they have another servo back there. That makes no sense.
Yeah, well, it could be dig, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for, because have we seen that come in a kit or in an RTR yet? Really?
No.
Not many that I've seen. I mean, I've only been doing it for a little while, and I haven't come across. I haven't done actual competition crawlers yet, so I don't know if they come with dig like the Bully 2. So maybe if somebody in the comments has a Bully 2 and they know if it comes with dig. I know that Vanquish makes a dig. I know that Axial has a dig setup that you can do. But if it were to come with one as a kit, that'd be interesting. I mean, because
dig would make sense because given their name or the Capra name, it's a heck of a crawler.
Right.
That dig will get you that.
Yeah, that would be what I want.
Right.
Because I've never taken the time to go and install a dig. Like, I love watching it. Like when RC Sparks shows his trucks, and he's like, watch this. I'll lock up the rear end and I'll make it walk around this rock. And you're like, that's so cool. Yeah. But yeah. I look at the directions and I'm like, man, okay, so I got to do all this. And, I don't mind working on cars, but I haven't done it yet. And there's that, I got to find the time. I got to tear it all apart, go in and change out the transmission gears and, yeah. So
anytime you mess with trans gears, it's never a enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt, But I think I want to say it's a 2-speed trans.
You're gonna go with 2-speed transmission.
I'm going with 2-speed trans.
You heard it here. Jeremy's saying 2-speed transmission.
And everyone's going to be like, hey, remember when you speculated about the Desert Hero? Oh, I got that one so bad.
I'm going to go with Roadside RC, and I'm going to wish for a dig. I'm going to wish that they do something different than Traxxas, who came out with a TRX4 2 years ago that has portal axles and a 2-speed transmission, and I'm going to hope that they're doing something different. But that's me. So I have nothing to go on. I don't know what it would look like. I did look up some pictures. I need to figure out how to get out. We'll look at other angles of this really quick. All right, so there's another really good crisp angle of it. And there's definitely, a shift switch here of some kind. It sticks out further here, which is why I kind of was hoping for maybe that dig system that you've seen from Vanquish, kind of where they've got that whole thing that goes into that bottom gear and then comes out and it locks it, it digs into it. And so you've got this moving part, and that's kind of what I'm hoping is inside of this little extra piece of plastic here.
Well, now that you guys, I'm seeing a better picture of it, I'm kind of second guessing my 2-speed trans because it is kind of small.
So,
I don't know.
It's kind of hard to say. These are they're renderings, and we're pausing them, and that was the video, and then 10 seconds left of the date and the name. So Axial's not giving us a whole lot to go on with these, and it's great. It allows us to speculate. So I did pull up a dig system here. Actually, it's on everybody's scaling. Can you dig it? And so you've got this little system here, right onto the transmission.
That makes more sense now. Now I feel like an idiot.
So I'm hoping dig. I'm hoping dig.
Yeah. So maybe they're coming out with an RTR comp crawler.
That's what I'm hoping.
Basically.
My bitstream's dying at the moment. Hold on 1 second. Buffer up, baby. Guy777, lots of numbers, says, what's a dig? Well, you did one here on this article. Was that you that wrote this?
That was Doug.
Doug?
That was me.
Okay. All right. Well, basically it has a component. Harley has a great video on Vanquish, their system and how it works, but basically it allows you to lock up one of the out drives basically to your rear, lock up your rear so that you can pull the front around and walk it, kind of. You have to look. So you'd have to see it in action. I can't really do it justice. Here he's showing it with the servo mount. I might be able to mute this and get away with showing just a few seconds of what it looks like as pictures. And so this replaces one of the out shafts, and then it has a whole dig system that goes on. It's really interesting when you see it put together. I can't play it because of copyright stuff.
Yeah, not much about them though.
This was the next video that they showed us, and this is going to be the axles. And so, boom, Currie. It looks like maybe people are speculating that C looking. Now the thing about these is it throws me off of the trucks that I think it's based off of, because it's a center pumpkin, which a lot of people want, but I think this is. I'm hoping there's rear steering. If it's going to be my guess is I'm just going to say it. I think it's a competition crawler, and I hope it has dig and rear steer. That's what I hope the Capra is.
Now, are those axles going to be plastic, or is Axial going to pull one out and make a metal?
Crickets.
I know, right? You can actually probably really hear crickets right now.
I can't hear your crickets, yeah. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I went silent for a second, let the crickets chirp. So these...
it'd be neat to see it metal, but obviously if it's got metal axles, that price is going to be through the roof.
I don't think they're going that direction, but I could be wrong.
I think it'll be plastic stamped with the Currie logo.
Yeah.
But that's still cool. I mean, plastic slides, metal doesn't.
It's portal, and so it would go with the comp crawler look for sure.
Yeah.
But I have a TRX4. I love it. I think the portals are great. They're plastic. Doesn't bother me.
I think everyone, if you're going to be into the get really into crawling, you need at least one portal rig.
Mm-hmm.
At least one, just to see how they do and have fun with it, because you can literally just go over everything. Like nothing hangs up.
Right.
Anything.
Now Steve OD makes a good comment here. I'm going to go back to the comments for a second in the live chat and see if we can still see it. It's well above these that we see here, actually. But he says Dig needs a good transmitter to set the Dig up. So if that's the case, it might be a kit version. If it did have Dig, or would they do a new controller that would have a button that you could press to work the Dig?
Well, they got Spectrum now.
Yeah, but what does Spectrum have in a ready-to-run controller that has a third-channel switch?
Nothing yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe there's something new coming there, too?
Maybe a cheaper version of the Rugged.
Yeah? It comes with it? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
You heard it here first.
Oh, no.
Jeremy's saying that it may come with a cheaper version of the Rugged. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing around. But if it does come, if it does happen, Jeremy said it first. if it happens,
like, they probably already think I know. Trust me, I have been fishing for info on. They only tell me, hey, guess what's coming in today.
Right. And there'd be a non-disclosure as well, right?
They like watching me squirm.
Yeah.
And I even tried to pump Greg Sofa for information a couple weekends ago, and he was not budging.
Yeah. He's good.
I'm just like you guys. I wait until these videos come out.
Yeah, and we're just kind of going off of what we've seen, what we've heard people talk about. Booster FPV says he really thinks it's going to be an Ultra 4. So,
Okay.
Bob Raven saying RC 4-wheel drives teased a new rig too, the C2X or something. The Class 2 rig.
We were talking about that last night.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Conspiring.
Yeah. I tried pumping someone for information of that too, for my personal game, and I couldn't get any info. I just wanted to know for me. I wasn't going to say anything.
Right. But
I want to know.
And there's non-disclosure agreements and stuff like that if you do have early access as well. Yeah. So you wouldn't be able to speak to it anyway.
We can't say anything, but they know I get really excited. So they don't tell me till the last minute.
I think we all get excited about new stuff coming out.
It's like Christmas.
It is Christmas.
It's Christmas every day.
All right, let's head back over to the screen. So this is the Currie axles. I think there was another kind of pause point in this. Whoops. So there it is with a servo on it.
We forgot to wear our tinfoil hats because they are watching us.
Yeah, they are watching.
They are watching. They're always watching.
Probably too late to change anything at this point, but except for the name, right? Right? So there's definitely axle mounted servo. I think that they showed it without this. Maybe it was the rear, maybe it wasn't. But so they could show that there was branding on the front of it. So they are centered pumpkin, and so there it goes back to the centered pumpkin. And that's it. That's what they show us. Again, such a tease, Axial. Such a tease. I almost had a snafu there. And then there's one last one.
See, I love just the angles. This thing's gonna crawl like nobody's business.
Yeah. The you can see here definitely because of the portal axles where the links sit, and it is completely level.
Yep.
The drive shafts coming in here at pretty straight. It's not a terrible angle on them.
No, it's solid. It's solid. And you see me getting closer because the screen I'm looking at.
Yep.
Is like
small.
So you're gonna see nose hairs here in a little bit.
Well, and these are just the typical tires. We talked about that the other night, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, those are those Nitto grabbers.
Yeah.
They're RTR tires. They're good tires, but so.
All right, so
not crazy with the tires.
Let's start at the beginning because they do kind of give us a little fake here. So you see the axles with the tire when you pause it, and then right there, I guess it's just them spinning it, but there was kind of a unique.
Yeah.
There's definitely doesn't look like rear steer.
But if that rear axle is flat like it looked like, it's probably an option.
Yeah, I mean, right, you just flip this one around, put it on the rear, change the ends on it.
Or just throw another servo on the end, like.
Yeah, it just looks like the
Gen 8.
Yep.
Or the Gen 7.
Yep. So I'm looking back here, and as much as I would have hoped or liked to see for steer, it doesn't look like it. That's a whole nother problem that's introduced though with the controller setup. If you do for steer, I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah. It doesn't give us a very long look at it there. All of this is just flashing at us like super quick. And it's really a tease. It's like Tron, then Capra
I think
logo.
This is one of the most teased rigs I've seen out at least the last year or two. Like this drawn out.
Yeah.
No one said anything yet because usually someone slips up or a picture gets out. Because when Axial Fest was going on, I kept hearing people say, it was at Axial Fest. So I was digging, looking for pictures, and I kept coming up on this Axial boat. And I'm like, what in the world? And then, apparently that they had the rig at Axial Fest, and only a certain amount of people were able to go in this little building and like
look at it in the dark, right?
Yeah, right. With like spectacles on.
Yeah.
But they were telling people, it's the Axial boat. So I guess that was like a running joke that has just evolved to where a lot of people were thinking Axial was coming out with a boat, which wouldn't be a bad thing, Make a tugboat.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you saw Harley's drawings of it, right? Everyone was joking about the drawing on this.
Yeah.
So you wonder if they did anything to hide it, like GM and them. They always like do crazy paint jobs and bodies to like mask the car so you can't tell what it looks like, or so you can't see the curves and the lines.
Yep.
So
whoever they let inside that building at Axial Fest, they're the most trustworthy people ever because they have not. I think they took their phones off. I think they made them put their phones down and go in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I went in, I tried to take a mental picture and I draw it, it looked like, a horrible Homer Simpson rendition.
Net Cruiser says Axial boat, or were they saying Axial goat? Right. They've definitely kept tight. It's been like Apple secrecy on this one.
Yeah.
So the people that they've let see it, have been threatened something fierce about divulging the information. Because it's in the hands of some of those guys, right? That to have a video ready when it comes out, I'm sure.
Oh,
that's my guess.
That happens a lot, and
so they're keeping quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of companies that do listen to the non-disclosures get penalized because we wait.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wonder how they're going to release this, if it's going to be different than some of the others where it goes to the hobby stores before you start seeing it in the hands of even some of the people like Scale Builders Guild, those guys, Harley. So you see like with the Element RC stuff, like the second that it's announced, like boom, their videos are coming out, they're showing it off. I wonder if they're going to do that with these Axial ones versus the hobby stores, where you get all the people in the hobby stores showing the unboxings and the close-ups before the people that know how to talk about it and kind of
Right.
give a real rundown.
I kind of like that they're doing that now, and I mean, even but it's getting the local hobby shop the recognition and getting the traffic in there.
Yep, to look at it.
Which is cool and all with but I'm still I want to see it.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I think
spy cam. Kevin Gibbs says spy cam.
Right.
Bob Raven says he loved the Big Squid article about the T-Max days in the hobby.
Right on. Yeah, those days are gone basically.
The T-Max.
Oh, the Nitro.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there, but you don't see many people running Nitro anymore, unless you're racing.
Yeah, they do the monster truck races still for the no limit, especially down at Digger's Dungeon. All right, so I want to look speculation time now. I'm gonna switch, I think, off of this view where I can actually point around stuff. I don't know why I didn't set all of them up over here. But I have the rest of them in something else. So we're going to look at them over here in the web browser. And so let's see what we got first. So let's look quickly. There's already, actually, we talked about this briefly for a second about what Axial has already kind of come out with recently. This one hasn't actually hit the stores yet, but it's a new ready to run. There's 6x6 UMG10. Just announced recently. Looks pretty cool. They showed that off at RC or Axial Fest. They were showing it and letting people run these, and I thought in video it looked really good.
Oh yeah, I got to run it a couple weekends ago.
Okay.
It was really fun. It was a little tricky for me because it's a lot longer than what I'm used to. So, but within like 5 minutes of, at least for me, messing with it, and the rig was a lot of fun. It was solid. It was smooth. So, I'm excited for it.
They've got the UMG, and we're just looking at these so that we can talk about what's coming next. There's a 4-wheel drive kit version of the UMG, the Raw Builders kit, but they did the Wraith 1.9s. Those are pretty recent.
I love the Wraith 1.9.
Yep, I got one of them sitting over my shoulder over here.
Yep. I love that rig. It is. I like the Wraith, the original Wraith, but I didn't like the tire size.
Yeah,
it was too big.
Yeah,
this is perfect.
When it fits on crawler courses too. Like the other ones were just so wide that
you're building bigger crawler courses for those older ones.
So that's going to be one of my questions too. Is like, what size and scale is this new truck going to be? My guess is 10th.
It's probably going to be. It's going to be 1/10.
SCX10 width.
And it's not gonna be really big.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be massive. Watch this. It's gonna be a 5th scale. Now that I said that.
Yeah. No, I would guess because so many people want portal axles for their SCX10s. My guess is it's gonna fit, so those axles will work. Across that crawler brand.
It makes sense.
So that's again speculation, guys. But and then the SMT10, which we're gonna talk about. But the Yeti Junior was a new thing. A lot of people I know that have fun with it. They've converted them to brushless and has way more power at that point then.
It's great for your kids. My little boy loves it. He brought it through the mud bog and everything.
So we've seen the Bomber a lot. So it shocks me that the one seems discontinued, like the kit is unavailable. And maybe it's not discontinued, but it is unavailable. They've left it here, whereas like the SMT10s, they've only left the Gravedigger. They got rid of the Max D in their pictures, and so you don't see the Yeti here. You don't see certain things. So it may come back in the kit version. Maybe they'll change a few things. I don't know, but the Bomber one is still available, and you can buy it at the moment, ready to run, just not the kit version. So, because people are saying, well, this thing's going to replace that, that's why it's not available anymore. I don't think it's the same truck, personally. I don't think, one, the links don't look the same. These are shock to link. So these are trailing arms that have the shocks going straight to them.
Yeah. It might resemble it, maybe, but I don't think it's a direct like the Bomber 2 or anything, you know.
Right. So there's the Maverick, the SMT10. It's
I love the
unavailable.
SMT.
I think these things. Well, we know it's coming back. I
Yeah.
think that we're definitely getting Gravedigger back, not getting Max D back, at least in its iteration that it's in. Rumors about a kit version of it, which would really, I think, be what all of the people I know would want the kit version.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
you
'cause
got to have
guys,
a Gravedigger in the store because that's what a kid's going to be like. I want Gravedigger, Dad. Like, and you buy them Gravedigger and they slap a battery in it and they go out and play.
Yep.
I think that they would be even cooler as a ready to run if they had like some kind of battery system with them, like fully ready to run, like the Arma ones, because it really is, in my opinion, geared toward that kid that just wants to walk out and play one. So when I got my first Stampede, it came with a nickel metal hydride battery, and I could drive it that day. No extras. Literally walked home with the box.
That anymore. They used to RTR. I mean, you got everything. Now RTR means everything except the battery and charger.
Right.
So if you're a newbie getting into it, well then, dude, you got to spend X amount of dollars now.
It's a harder sell for a parent that's not into RC.
Right. I mean, for me,
when you start adding up the cost of batteries, it's a hard sell. But I don't think it's going to be that way. But, since they're coming out with a kit for the people that would go pro with it anyway and want to do all the upgrades, it seems like it'd be a cool option to have a 12-turn motor, like a 12 or 16-turn motor, something in there, instead of a 27-turn. And
you guys
give it some speed.
All the monster truck stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd never be able to get a hold of them because you guys would have them all.
Yeah. There's some truth to that. I'm trying to pull up the chats here. It says the live stream's going bad for a second here. Kevin Gibbs already ripped into the bomber. He's putting Vanquish metal throughout. People still here talking. Oh, they're talking about the Primal RC. You were starting to see the unboxings of those.
I heard those were pretty slow, though.
I didn't think so in person.
No?
Nope.
I heard unless they had, like, this other motor in it, then they were kind of doggish. But I would love to see one in person, though, because they're so massive.
They're very impressive. I'm going to start closing some of these windows out because I'm lagging a bit again. We're trying to do a whole lot of stuff here. Incoming Skype feed, outgoing Skype to you, then also sending the feed up to YouTube and all of it at the same time. All right. So when we were talking the other day, you thought it could be something maybe like this, which kind of looks like the Bomber. Stinger Motorsports. This was at RC Fest. That's you. Yeah, that's a sweet rig.
That's what I'm thinking the paint job's going to be like.
Okay.
It was just kind of weird that, Stinger Motorsports, they had that, and then they also had their that Mustang, the drift car, or whatever. And I was sitting there, I was looking at the drift car, and I was like, man, why, I can just imagine Vatera coming out with a new drift car with that livery on it. And the guy with, the driver, I can't remember his name right now offhand. He's like, yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? And I just got that vibe, like, where should I start taking notes now?
What do you know about that?
Yeah, I did take probably like 50 pictures of that car, though.
With this one or the Mustang?
The Mustang. But then I started thinking, this is what that's what I think.
Okay. And so we got some other pictures of it here. Like, here's a whole web page of them. HP tuners. It does say Horizon Hobby on the one, right? There's a logo.
Yeah.
So the one thing I noticed about this truck was that it didn't have portal axles. See if I can get it to pull this up big. And it's not really easy to see. But it doesn't look like it has portal axles. At first I was saying, oh, well, here's definitely straight in that last shot. But it's just kind of flipping through them, which is not what I wanted. It was just a straight on shot here. And if we just open this in a new tab. We can zoom in on it.
And was it the release date, or when they tell everybody what it is, the 12th, isn't it?
Right, so it's coming up here very soon. 10 days.
Yep.
And hopefully there's going to be a couple more teasers for us between now and then. So that was kind of what I saw. Well, I guess I'd already blown that picture up for myself in a different window here. What I personally think is it's going to look like one of these. One of two options here. So this is on rockcrawler, rccrawler.com. And Des Fan says that he thinks Capra equals Marked Motorsports Wraith 2. Now, I'd never heard of this vehicle or Marked Motorsports, but they make these full-size type vehicles. And here you can see that straight single.
Yeah.
The shocks going to the axles. It looks like a portal. If we go to their actual page here, Marked Motorsports, you can look at their chassis kits and stuff that they make. Let's just go right to it. Our rides and builds, because this was what was interesting to me. I never knew that this is where everything, kind of like with the Wraith and that came from. Like, here's an Axial sponsored Wraith.
Oh yeah.
Vehicle, and so that's where you get that big 2.2 tire look. But
well, you can achieve that same look with 1.9s. You know what I mean?
Right. So these look like a much smaller tire and smaller vehicle, and we can get in close. So here it is. I was looking for a front end shot. I guess this might be our best.
There you go.
And so there's your portal axles. It's not centered though.
Well, there's Greg's sofa in the back. So.
Not in this one. Not in this one. We do have them in one. All right, so let's go through here a couple. We got comments. RC Basher Boy stepped in. Roadside RC, too close to the bomber, right? I think he's talking about the Stinger Motorsports. Green Frog, Sean, Kevin all came in. Gary's here from Foundry RC. Lots of people in right now. Bucks RC World. So anyway, this to me has the look that I would kind of expect based on the drawings and the renderings of what it would be with the portal axles.
You can't deny the facts. This
right there. I mean, look at how straight that is, right?
Yeah, this looks awfully close to the little teasers they've been giving us.
Yeah, so if you were to put this right here next to that one shot, everything straight across.
Oh, it'd line up.
It'd line up. I mean, the links and everything here.
Yeah, it would line up.
So that is a believable option to me. Plus, it's a Axial branded vehicle all over the side of it. Axial Pro Comp Crawler. So it's a comp crawler, right?
Yeah. I
it
guess.
Is 4-steer though.
But if you come out with just a straight comp crawler right off the bat, aren't you limiting your audience who's going to be interested in it? I
don't know.
I mean,
it's different than what's out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different. I don't like comping, but I like the trucks. I bought a comp truck that was to the tees.
It's like a rock crawler though, but it's not like the really crazy Bully 2 as far as look.
Right.
So.
But I'd still buy it.
I would get one of these because it looks like a Wraith, right? But it's going to be more.
I like the scale factor of it too. If they keep it scale the way they've been doing it, like with the Wraith 1.9 and even the UMG10, they're more interiors, hoods opening, stuff like that. If they keep going in this route, then it's just going to get even better.
Well, I think what people like about this is a scale comp crawler, right?
Right.
Versus like a funky little bug. The other ones look like a bug-shaped vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people in Europe use those. I think RC 4-wheel drive makes them or distributes them. But they do. They look like it's just tires and links.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they crawl like nobody's business.
Yeah, the truck that I kind of originally thought it was going to be is this one here. Let me turn the audio down. We got a little video special for you guys here, from courtesy of Facebook.
Oh.
Of Greg from. Will it go full? Oh, that's too full. Nope, that ain't gonna work. We'll just have to do it in this size.
What do we have here?
Right? So he's just strolling through Axial Fest. They're standing in the Horizon tent, and he drives by in this vehicle that looks... It's also here. It's got portal axles in this shot of it in the center. But there's a couple of these crawler rigs here at Axial Fest. But there's this laser nut racing one with the gold rims, and I think that might be what he was in. So that's my guess. RC Basher Boy, my conspiracy is Tony has the Capra. He's keeping it suspenseful. I do not have the Capra. I do not have any more information than you guys have or have available to you.
If that's it, just don't make the rims gold.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make
I'm with you on that one, 100%.
You know. Yeah.
So I saw him driving that in that video. So that's Greg, who's the director of marketing for Horizon Hobby ground vehicles, right? And so he's been in a couple of the events that I've been to recently. I was not at Axial Fest. I wish I could have been. I was in Hawaii for work, unfortunately, right?
Oh yeah.
Such a bummer. But yeah, I saw those pictures. I'm like, what do we have here? And why is he driving that? And so my interest was piqued already, thinking, what are we gonna see something coming? I mean, I was running conspiracies in my head before we did RC Conspiracies, and so I don't know. There's this laser nut, and it's got very little fairing, and if you actually click on that link like I just did, it takes you to the Axial page at the Supercrawl 2017. And they have video of Laser Nut Racing Supercrawl crawling. And so you guys can watch these videos. I've already watched them. They're actually very interesting to watch. And but that's where I'm thinking the dig is, because you watch these and these guys are digging like crazy. In all of these videos, they're locking that rear end up as they make it turn across these rocks. So it's muted.
Axial has, given the history of Axial and how fresh and new it is now, it's the same, but it's not the same. A lot of stuff has changed. And the fact that they're pumping stuff out like this is awesome to see.
Yeah.
But there's a shark in the water, and he's hungry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Traxxas. So like that's gonna be Axial's biggest competitor, hands down. No one else is Traxxas.
Right. And is Traxxas gonna come over into this realm though? Are they gonna do comp crawlers, or can Axial take that market?
Right. I think Axial could take that. I think Axial could take that market because Traxxas has more of a plug and play fan base. I'm not knocking Traxxas. I love it. I got that Bronco I've been working on. It's awesome, but it's more plug and play. Plug it in, run outside and play like you did with your old Gravedigger.
Yep.
Comping, dude, you go to a comp, it's like going into the RC racetrack. These guys are no joke. They're swapping out gears and stuff like that. It's way above what I care to do.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think it'll just be for still fun, like so you can show up at Axial Fest and you can hit the rocks. Because so many of us are taking our scale trucks on rocks, right? So like the G6 and all that, like.
I love G6.
Yeah,
I'll do a G6 all day long.
Right, and so but you stick a truck like these on it and be pretty sick.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, you definitely win or come close. But I see Trax as maybe coming out with something else other than their new 6x6 Mercedes. I'd like to see something different. I like seeing something different from everybody. Like I'm waiting with that stuff with RC 4-wheel drive, that C2X. I keep wanting to say C2E2. That's what I'm kind of really wondering about. What is it? Is it a newer rig? It's driving me insane. I have no info.
Yeah. Well, here's I think what people don't want is something like this right now. You know, like where it's crazy curvy. Actually, that one's not too bad. But like these where they're just like literally just a chassis and they've got like that little bug.
Chassis and wheels. I would be so mad.
Yeah.
I think that's hideous. I want it to look real.
You know, even this where the body's just too small, it doesn't look like something you really see out there on those competitions.
Granted, those things will probably outcrawl anything you have in your arsenal.
Well, that's what competition has done to it, though, right? Like,
exactly.
If there's not rules based on, like, you have to have a certain size body or whatever on it, you know, yeah, I think that's where you get into, you know, people just making it the smallest body that they can to get away with so they have no weight up top.
Right.
And it's just literally links, motor, you know, and wheels to just kind of crawl up anything.
Did you see what Greg wrote? He said, if you guys came to Axial Fest, you would have already known what it looks like. I was having a baby, Greg, so that wasn't going to happen. I tried. My wife freaked out. She's like, you're not leaving like 4 days before I'm giving birth.
Greg's taunting us. We don't mind not knowing, man. That's half the fun is guessing and saying what we want and we don't want.
We're gonna
we still will probably want to buy it regardless when it comes out, even if it's stuff we said we don't want. I mean, based on the pictures that I'm seeing, yeah, right. I don't have a wallet. My wife already took it away from me.
Oh yeah, mine's empty.
So
it's for show.
But so you guys all know, where'd that picture from you guys go?
Okay, he's right. I'm sorry.
What did he say?
He said no excuses. I think I should get a preview because I did take one for the team on your airstrip. So I'm still waiting for my axe.
Oh yeah, so if you guys watch my channel and you don't know who Jeremy is at the moment, he is the one that took that 99 mile an hour car to the shin ankle area.
Yes. Yep.
So we've got RC Fest Studio Productions in here. He's doing a shout out to Greg. RC Basher Boy is already starting his own conspiracies, and we welcome that. We welcome your conspiracies in the chat. This is RC Conspiracies. And so, if you think I'm an Axial employee undercover, that's something. I do have a hat. You know, not just anybody can get one of these hats. You have to have like $30. You have to have like $30 and go to Horizon Hobby to get one. Or I guess you can order direct from Axial too. That's where I got mine. Was HorizonHobby.com. I was actually looking for Arma stuff, shirts and things. Joe Harrison, he walked it off, man. He was there walking the crawler trail the next day. I couldn't believe it. You were back that afternoon.
I came right back after I got my stitches.
That's the first time I met you was at that event.
Yep. Yeah. What a great way to meet somebody. I like how, because there's a couple videos, you're the one that narrated it like the Hindenburg went down.
Yeah.
He was like, oh no. Wait, he was so Currie. And then one of them, you can hear me screaming in the background. But no, we're good. It still hurts, but it's all right.
So Greg's the person to hit up when you go to RC Fest, apparently, if you want to see.
Yep.
Or Axial Fest, if you want to see whatever the new thing is.
So when
we're gonna have people following you around, Greg, just so you know.
Right.
It is a new mission. It is a new mission.
Yeah. You need to trim your bushes, Greg. Getting out of hand. But wait, hey, well, what about when's Axial gonna come out with the leaf spring rig? That's what I want. Come out with the leaf spring rig. Someone else do it. I want to see that. I'll even help design it. I'll pick the color. Because that's about as much as I can do.
I was trying to find that picture that you guys had. Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. So this is Greg in the chat. Just so y'all know. We can get in nice and tight here. Zoom in for everybody. Say hello, Greg. He says hello.
Right.
But look at that rig, first of all. It would be awesome if it had like a scale motor and everything.
Oh, yes.
Also, if
and full interior.
Interior like the Wraith, right? I think that
like
is where Axial can take. Axial can take, like the old Wraith. They could take Traxxas all day long if there's room for people to put their scale figures in it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the original Wraith, the interior was so awesome. You didn't have to do anything; just throw a guy in, you're done. The newer Wraith, the only thing that bummed me about it was the molded driver, but the passenger seat's open. You know, just next time, just give us a blank interior that we can just have fun with.
Bucks RC World says, now that we're talking, if it's this rig that we're showing, he says he's on board with it.
Again, all things you can see it.
Adam knows he's been there. He's messing with us. He's come into the chat to mess with us. Oh, look at the little alien even. All right.
No, they're watching.
Yeah, we need an East Coast Axial Fest.
Yeah.
And then we'll be there.
We need a Chicago Axial Fest. Free bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Midwest, West Coast, East Coast Axial Fest.
Right? Make a whole summer tour out of it. It'll be awesome.
Let's make it happen.
Right? We'll get a tour bus and not shower for weeks.
We'll just call it Axial Fest. Most people won't realize. We'll do all the fonting in green. Right. They won't notice the typo. It'll be like the Oki sunglasses where you leave the L out. And we'll do our own Axial Fest over here.
I think we're a Guns N' Roses cover band.
So, so for the guys, some of you were in here asking, especially Bucks RC World, we did quickly touch on the, I shut the window because we were bogging down here on the stream, but we did talk about the SMT10, and I think that we'll probably, they said Q3, Q4. Greg is the man in the know, but there's so much of it going on, shipments, all that stuff that they gotta get cleared. So it's coming back. So we don't have to speculate. That is not a conspiracy. We've been told. Many people have been told. So it's coming back. We just have to be patient is what we have to be, and that's the hard part. And we know how those run already, right? So we want them. These ones are a different kind of patience. Like the Capra is like, let's see it. The Mojave is like, I want to see under the lid already. Come on, we now see the run video. Let's take the top off.
Right. It's
show me what makes it do. And then let's rip it on that oval track. That thing would be awesome. Like that scale, that oval track I've been running at would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Need to have stock in a battery company before you go out, but that's the one nice thing about gas and nitro is you just pour more fuel in and keep going, right? So
yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to have power and charging and all that kind of stuff, generators to power your charger between heats. But anyway, that, guys, is our conspiracy for the evening. We've been going for about an hour. We can go for a little bit more. We'll check the chat really quick here, see if anybody has anything or if Greg's leaked something. Maybe, you know how funny it would be right now is if Greg had leaked something and we're just busy here talking and we can't even see it in the chat. And everybody else knew ahead of us. That would just be like, we'd be played. We would be played.
That'd be just mean.
Yeah.
That's not even funny.
Is it going to keep the name Capra after 9/12?
Right? Yeah, change the name. I want unicorn.
Or is it going to be called Wild Goat?
Wild goat. Wild unicorn.
Wild unicorn. No, the unicorn is the Max D, which I have for sale if anybody's looking for an SMT10.
I seen that.
Max D.
And then
I do have the RC unicorn right now.
I'd hold on to that.
I know, but I've got wants. So again, Mark Sports,
I think this is the
Wraith
longest
2.
Any of mine has been around.
The what? Which one's the longest you've had?
Oh, I was gonna say this is probably the longest I've held on to this many rigs.
Yeah.
Usually, I was notorious for buying a brand new one and then 3 days later trading it off for something.
Yeah, but you've done a lot of work to these ones, yeah? The second you've done extra work to it, you know you're not going to get your money back, that's when it gets hard to sell. This one I haven't done anything except for bought the extra parts, which I'm not really going to get my money back on all of it. That's the bummer.
Right.
Even though it's all unopened. If it had just been the rig, I'd have sold it a while back. But now that I've got... I held on to it because of those extra spare parts. I'm like, I'm not going to get all my money back from this. But
resale's horrible. You can buy a brand new truck.
So you drive it off the lot.
The box and try to sell it. You're never going to do it. It's never going to get your money.
It's like the real thing. You drive it off the lot.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. It's bad.
Greg, shameless self-plug on the Max D. Yes, it sure was. RC Basher Boy really thinks I know stuff.
Well,
I don't.
We have a new merch store, too, so...
Well, there you go.
Big Squid
Throw another plug in there. And there are RC Conspiracies shirts and stickers now available. You can find them under the videos through ours as well. RC Basher Boy says he lost his tool privileges. Oh, I did go in and change some stuff in there. I thought I added it back in, though. Where is it at? Where's he at? Sorry about that, man.
You're good. You're good. It's
All
live
right.
TV, people. You never know what's going to happen.
Ned Cruiser says, great job. I learned stuff I didn't know before, so that's good news.
Awesome.
So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the Capra that I have here on my lap.
What?
Not really.
He's got to let go.
Somebody was asking for it. It's like, hey, I'm going to lift it up and show it. No, I've got my mouse on this little thing here so that it's not making noise on my desk with the microphone. If I were to do it, you'd hear all of the movement of the mouse. So I have this little tray.
My crickets? I didn't even think of that.
They're not that bad.
Okay.
It's
nice.
It's nice ambiance. So it looks like nobody has anything good going on here. But thank you guys for tuning in to another RC Conspiracies. We'll hopefully have an update for this one. We're going to try and update these as we find out more. And so there will be an update as Axial gives us more information, and we'll speculate on what we now think it is, or what we got right, what we got wrong. But we're really just here to have fun and to, talk with you guys about what you want to see. It kind of helps us also just kind of talk through cars, what options are available out there, like the Vanquish Dig that you can get for your current model cars if you want to add Dig to it. If this doesn't turn out to be Dig, hopefully somebody will make a Dig for it if you do want to make it a Dig capable rig, which if it looks like I think it's going to look, I'll probably want to do Dig in that rig. That rhymed, so that's pretty cool.
A dig in the rig.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to another RC Conspiracies, guys. We're going to outro with a little bit of music for you, and just the end screen here so that you guys can have links to other things at the end here. So we'll catch you next time for another RC Conspiracies. All right, and going out to the home screen. Thanks for tuning in for another RC Conspiracies. Brought to you by our passion for RCs. And Pringles, but not really Pringles, just the RC part.